It is official, guys. Khamzat Chimaev is the face of the UFC. Khamzat Chimaev is the biggest star in the UFC right now, especially if he wins on Saturday night at UFC 319 against Dricus Du Plessis. And we are going to discuss that in this video. But really what we're going to do in this video is we are going to discuss the UFC 319 pre-fight press conference. You had Du Plessis, you had Chamayv, you had Lerone Murphy, you had Aaron Pico. The list goes on and on. All the main card fighters there, plus the Dana White's Contender Series guy was there. We're going to recap it all. We're going to look at a couple different clips because, spoiler alert, nothing really that notable happened at UFC 319, but really it was a tremendous press conference because it really highlighted what a mega star Khamzat Chimaev truly is. And we're not just going off Instagram followers. We're not just going to go off views. We actually have a crowd in another country reacting to Chimaev in the way they did at the UFC 319 presser. We're going to look at a couple different clips. Also at this presser, we had a special guest appearance, which we're going to get to, that you guys may have not even caught. We also have Dana White actually promoting a card. And then to end the video, we're going to check out the stare down between Du Plessis and Chamayv. Let's jump right into it, okay? Before we get into this first, okay, this press conference first. How crazy is this, boys? There's a lot to be made about Instagram followers nowadays, okay? Khamzat Chimaev officially became the first fighter to hit 10 million before the first main event. He'll become 100% the face of the UFC after winning the title this Saturday. This is insane. This is insane. 10 million Instagram followers. This isn't the end all be all. But I've been telling you guys for a while, Khamzat Chimaev is one of the biggest stars in the UFC. And if he goes out there and beats DDP on Saturday, he will be the face of the UFC. And the hype is already there. A lot of people like to deny it. You know, a lot of Khamzat Chimaev haters like to deny it. But Khamzat Chimaev is one of the biggest names in the sport. And I believe after Saturday night, he will be the biggest name in the sport. And this is just one piece of evidence. This is just a sliver of evidence. This isn't the end all be all. The majority of his followers aren't bought for in the same week like Ilia Toporia's. But this is still anecdotal evidence. Again, we're going to get to the presser in a second. Then we also have this. Look at the embeddeds, okay? Every single embedded has Khamzat Chimaev as the thumbnail. Khamzat Chimaev right there. Khamzat Chimaev and DDP right here. And then also Khamzat Chimaev down here. Khamzat Chimaev down here. Look at the numbers on these embeddeds. 1 million views 3 days ago. 1 million views for an embedded just because they got a guy like Khamzat Chimaev in the thumbnail with an alpha male beard like that. With an alpha male beard like that. Okay? In the thumbnail, again, 900,000 views 2 days ago. And every single thumbnail, they're using Khamzat. Now, the reason I wanted to highlight these two things, they aren't the biggest things in the world, but Dean Thomas sits around. It's like, yeah, man, Khamzat would be a disaster for the UFC, bro. But then you have these same... I got to stop getting worked up in some of these videos with this flawed logic. You have these same clowns saying, yeah, man, the guys from the Caucasus region, the Dagestani guys, the Chechen guys, man, they're ruining the sport, man. They're grapplers, man. They don't sell. They don't matter. Let's turn them down for deserved title shots because we don't like their styles. And most of the time, that's not even accurate assessment of their styles. And Dean Thomas, I'm not saying he was doing that in particular. He probably was. But you have people acting like, yeah, man, the Caucasus region guys, they're ruining the sport, man. Nobody wants to watch them fight. Khamzat is one of the biggest names in the sport. And here, look at all the views. They justify guys like Colby Covington getting title shots because of views that aren't even that good, okay? And I broke that down years ago. Not even getting pay-per-view buys years ago, okay? But these same guys, they're like, I don't see them praising Khamzat. Like, yeah, man, Khamzat deserves special treatment. Khamzat deserves special treatment. Now, I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just saying I don't see people acting like Khamzat deserves special treatment because of his star power, but they do act like that with guys like Colby Covington, which is just really particular in my opinion, okay? But let's get to the actual presser. Now, before we check out a couple clips, okay? Because really the clips we're going to check out are Dana White focused, Dana White actually promoting the fight, Khamzat Chimaev and DDP focused. We're really not going to check out anything else, okay? We're not really going to check out anything else. I'll just tell you this. Aaron Pico, I have nothing against him. I don't need him to have a personality because I only care about elite level fighters actually being good and earning their places in organizations. But I will say that dude is worse than watching paint dry. Like, maybe I'm the only one. Every time he talked, I felt like, I can't remember what cartoon it was, but when Charlie Brown. But when Charlie Brown, when the parents are talking, it's like womp, 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 womp. That's how it feels listening to Aaron Pico talk. Like, is this dude who got beat up by bums in Bellator, who not a single UFC fan could pick a win of Aaron Pico's out of a fucking lineup? Is this dude really talking about Volkanovski before he's even made his debut? And I swear on my life, it's like watching paint dry. When I hear him talk, I just hear womp, 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 womp. Aaron Pico is Charlie Brown's parents, or the adults in Charlie Brown, okay? So there's that. A little bit of back and forth between Jeff Neal and Carlos Prates, talking about what a banger fight it's going to be. Eric Nolan, the guy who is fighting Khamzat Chimaev's teammate, whose name is escaping me right now. It's like Sulkayev or something like that. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Apologies for that. Said something about, yeah, you're Khamzat's buddy, but you're not Khamzat. And that's really it. I mean, there were some Tim Elliott questions. I don't even remember what they were. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first clip I want to show you is Dana White actually promoting the sport and actually promoting an event. And this is something I want to highlight because this event doesn't need any WWE antics or any WWE promotion because it sells itself. When you put the best versus the best, it actually sells itself. But also in this clip, Dana White couldn't hear the question. He couldn't hear the question. So we got a special guest appearance. This is what you guys watch this channel for, okay? I pull up the nuances that may have slipped through the cracks, okay? No one else is going to point this out. Listen to this. Right here. Boom. You guys know who this is? Does anyone know who this is before I say? I'm going to give you a second. Anybody? Anybody? Lene? Lene? This is Dana's ears. This is Lene right here. Wearing something a little revealing. Okay, to the presser. She's got a show out. She's going to come up on stage and whisper sweet nothings into Dana's ear. You know, because Dana can't hear the questions somehow. But Lene making a special guest appearance here. The question was, how do you think this fight's going to play out, Dana? What's your thoughts on the main event? Which I know isn't the greatest question in the world, but Dana actually promotes the fight a little bit. And this actually gets me excited. I know this sounds crazy. This actually got me excited.
Well, it's a great question. I don't know. That's what makes this fight so great. You have two of the best in the world right now in their prime for the title. This is one of the best fights we've had in a long time. I don't know how it plays out. We're going to find out on Saturday night.
Appreciate you. It's the fight.
I know this may sound minuscule, but there's something in my brain that just checks off when I hear Dana White actually promoting a fight. Even though it's nothing insane, he's not saying anything crazy, but he actually means it. This is one of the best fights in a while. This is one of the best fights we've had in years. This is two of the best guys in the world. We're going to find out on Saturday night who is the best. We got this crazy Chechen monster who's ran through everybody we've put in front of him. And then we have Dricus Du Plessis, who's on a crazy run, undefeated in the UFC. Ran through everybody, defended his belt multiple times. He never quits. And we're going to find out. The only way to find out is to lock the door behind them. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So I know it sounds like this is nothing, and maybe you think this is nothing. But to hear Dana actually say something that makes me excited about a fight, and it's actually true, and he's not just blowing smoke up everyone's ass, and then I'm like, oh, this dude's a clown. It feels nice for a change, especially when I'm excited for this matchup. Anyway, next clip I want to show you before we get to the Khamzat Chimaev stuff is Dana talking about the fight a little bit more. And Dana specifically asked, is this the fight of the year? And I want to show you the shit-eating grin on Dana's face because Dana knows that this fight is actually going to help build the sport. And I'll tell you guys this right now. Dana White wants Khamzat Chimaev to win. You know, Dean Thomas and other fans, the anti-Caucasus region fighters, the anti-Dagestani guys, the anti-Muslim guys. Like, hey, man, Khamzat would be a disaster for the sport, man. Khamzat will help blow up the UFC even more than it already is. Khamzat Chimaev as champion is what's good for business, And he also happens to be the deserving #1 contender. Listen to this.
Go ahead, sir.
This question is for you, Dana. You think this is the fight of the year?
Asking me, is this the fight of the year? Yeah, this is a big fight.
Look at this. This is a guy that knows how much Khamzat Chimaev is worth to his company. Why do you think Khamzat's always talking about, I get paid more than everyone anyway? Because Khamzat knows what he's worth. Dana knows what he's worth. Dana knows that Khamzat is a superstar in the making. And look at him. Look at it. When's the last time you've seen this type of joy coming from Baldy other than when he's talking about power slap? You guys tell me. I haven't seen this. And you can say maybe it's the glow from the Paramount deal. Maybe it is. But it's crazy to listen to Dana talk about a fight, actually have some excitement, actually have some enthusiasm that he actually means. Anyway, let's get into the actual Khamzat Chimaev stuff, okay? Because I'm going to jump to the literal first question of the press conference. Listen to how insane this crowd is. Listen to how insane this crowd is. And I want to include a little bit longer clip than is necessary because I need to go on a rant here, okay? Listen to this.
What's up, Chicago? How are you? Coming out today. We appreciate it. It's good to be back here.
First off, crowd is insane, but let's get to the first question. That's not John Morgan. Apparently John Morgan isn't showing up anymore.
Who's got the first question?
I'd like to start with the champion, Dricus. Dricus, you are putting together quite a run at middleweight, but what do you think contributes to your success more? Is it your ability in the cage or your mentality in wanting to fight the best opponent at all times?
Oscar Willis from the Mac Life is such a bitch. I mean, what a dumb question. Listen to this again. Let's rewind this. I mean, is this not the stupidest question? Like, yeah, I'm at the biggest press conference of the year, man. Let me ask this question to DDP.
The first question.
I'd like to start with the champion, Dricus. Dricus, you are putting together quite a run at middleweight, but what do you think contributes to your success more? Is it your ability in the cage or your mentality in wanting to fight the best opponent at all times?
Man, it would be a real shame if somebody sucker punched him right now. Be a real shame if someone sucker punched him. Listen, I think Oscar Willis should stick to reporting Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul and then pulling it down off his website. He should stick to making dick jokes about his boss, Conor McGregor, who was found civilly liable of sexual assault. Maybe he should stick to doing that instead of press conference questions, because this is the worst question I've ever heard in my entire life. The worst question I've ever heard. Well, what do you attribute to your success? Your skills or your mindset? Shut the fuck up, dude. You're ruining the sport. Anyway, let's listen to the response of the crowd as Dricus tries to answer. Listen to this. This is insane. Chicago is insane. The crowd is insane for this event.
I think it's both of those things. I think it's the fact that I go out there and I want to fight the best.
Look, I don't want to get it too hyperbolic. Is this not starting to remind you of like a prime Conor McGregor press conference? It's not that far yet. But the fact that Khamzat shows up in Chicago, he's from Chechnya, shows up to Chicago, and this is the type of love he's getting, that they're booing Dricus for a full minute, drowning out any potential answer. Now, credit to Dricus. He dealt with this throughout the press conference. And what he did, he used a little bit of reverse psychology. He tried to like, yeah, keep going, guys. Come on, great. Oh, yeah, this is good. You guys are getting a little pathetic now. And kind of played them into stopping them from booing him. So Dricus did a great job of playing into it. But this is insane. I didn't expect Khamzat to be this massive of a fan favorite against Dricus Du Plessis in an American city in 2025. Did not expect that at all. And I know there's a lot of MMA fans seething over that, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't think we won't get to that. Anyway, next clip. Khamzat's first question, okay? The crowd goes insane. The crowd goes absolutely insane when Khamzat gets his first question. Listen to this.
Of his life.
Question for Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, Dricus says he's coming in there to meet your wrestling with his own. Is his wrestling as good as yours?
You know already, guys, who is the best, guys. It's my time. I take over as UFC, man.
Go ahead, who's next?
All the way in the back, question for Aaron Pico. You know, it's been almost a decade since we've wanted you.
Woo! Let's go, guys.
Go ahead.
Is that not insane? The entire crowd is chanting Khamzat. Forget about his answer, which his answer is like, we know I'm the best in the UFC, whatever it was. Oscar Willis asking about their wrestling. That was an okay question. Not as bad as the first one. The crowd is literally busting out in Khamzat cheers. They are chanting his name. Mr. Inactive, that everyone likes to say because he had visa issues. Like somehow that was his fault. But anyway, the crowd's going insane in Chicago chanting his name. Next clip I want to check out is DDP was asked about Khamzat's wrestling. And I think both of them give an answer here. But I thought Khamzat just gave a perfect answer here. And it just shows that he has an authentic personality. And I know this sounds almost like glaze here, but it's like the perfect answer. He's like, oh, I'm just going to fuck him up on Saturday. We don't need WWE antics to be a megastar is the point I'm trying to prove here with this clip. Watch this.
And how do you think he is going to react if you win this fight?
Over there, this guy in the wheelchair is Zane, and then it'll be you, okay? Oh, okay.
Oh, just gonna go and fuck him up, bro. That's it.
I thought they asked Dricus too, but I guess not. Perfect answer. Perfect answer. I know people are going to be like, Joey, what are you doing? Look, the crowd's going wild. We don't need WWE antics. That's the point of this clip I want to show you. Because everyone wants, oh, he called him this, he called him that. Oh my God, Dricus said something about his immune system. 10-7, 10-7. He's asked about Dricus's wrestling. And he says, look, I'm going to go out there and fuck him up. Slams the mic down. Crowd goes wild. We don't need these fake characters. People like authenticity. And that's what sells. Khamzat Chimaev has an interesting personality, but it's also authentic. But to top it all off, he's also one of the best in the world, and he's one of the most exciting fighters on the entire UFC roster. Insanity. Let's continue, okay? DDP in this next clip is what I told you before. He's toying with the crowd because they're booing him. And then Khamzat interjects, and again, the crowd goes insane. I mean, this press conference, again, there was nothing insane happening, but it just showed, I'm telling you right now, if Khamzat wins on Saturday, he's already one of the biggest stars. If he wins on Saturday, he will be the face of the UFC. Listen to this.
I'll give you another shot. Go for it. Yes. Okay, now you're getting sad, guys. Come on. Everybody has their motivations.
Hey, Africa never gonna see the belt again. Sorry, guys.
Africa never going to see the belt again. Sorry, guys. Crowd goes wild. Again, we don't need WWE antics. Book the best versus the best, and the fights sell themselves. They're not always going to be this magnitude. But listen, Khamzat doesn't need to put up all these weird acts. He doesn't need to talk all this trash. He can just be a normal guy and just, oh, yeah, look, the belt's never going back to Africa again. Sorry, guys. And everyone eats it up. Everyone eats it up. Couple more clips I want to show you from the press conference. This one is actually hilarious. This made me really like Khamzat Chimaev. But it's just hilarious, man. The Full Send guy, the Full Send reporter, who's a clown as well, gets absolutely shit on by Khamzat, as well as another reporter. Listen to this. Tim Elliott's getting a question, by the way, too. By the way, I forgot to mention, there was also a bit of a pop for MVP. He was like playing with the crowd a little bit, but who cares about MVP and Jarrett Cannonier? I certainly don't that much. Okay? When we're talking about Khamzat Dricus here.
Question for Khamzat. Khamzat, I think the fans are in for one of the most anticipated moments of the year this Saturday, when the two of you guys are standing across the octagon from each other, and the fighters and the referee says, "Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready?" Dricus has said it's one of the scariest moments in his life when he's staring.
Is he playing with his nipple? Did he write this the night before? I mean, it's also 45 seconds of nothingness. You could have just said, what are you thinking about when you're staring down your opponent right before the fight? Could have been that simple, dude.
Staring across from his opponent. What's going through your mind when you're staring at Dricus across the cage from you on Saturday tonight?
That was a long question, brother, so I forget how. I think he's ready. I'm ready, bro. Just go in. Fair works, bro. They're gonna go all.
Long question. I forgot, brother. Yeah, stupid fucking question and long question. But that's not it. But again, I love that answer from Khamzat. Love the answer from Khamzat there. He doesn't need to put on some weird act, okay? His authenticity is enough. But full send guy, he didn't get enough. He didn't get a face full of shit enough when Khamzat's like, I don't even know. Yeah, answered, but we're both ready. He gets shit on by another reporter.
Hey, come to take over, man. Take his head and go.
And one more for Dricus. Dricus, you said there's no way Khamzat is going to be the champion as long as you have the belt. Come Sunday morning, what do the headlines read?
Crowd booing up a storm again.
Question for Aaron Pico. Aaron.
This dude, this dude says, fuck it. I don't care about getting an answer to the full send, dude. Let me interject with an Aaron Pico question. You notice there was never any answer. This dude said, fuck full send. Fuck that.
How important is it? Oh, sorry.
And then he said, let him answer the question. I let him answer the question. So just hilarious. The full send guy can't even get out a decent question and nobody cares what he has to say. By the way, also, let me rewind this just a little bit. Is Khamzat not like the ultimate like villain in the UFC? Why is he doing that? Is he not like the ultimate? Does he not have like the ultimate villain look in the UFC as well? Which is super promotable to look unique in general, to stand out in the UFC. But it's just weird. Like the whole entire time, this dude just got the most villainous look. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm pretty sure it is. Last thing I want to check out is the stare down, boys. After full send gets crapped on, let's check out the stare down. Now I'm going to give you a good rant to end the video, okay? Because I got something good for you. I'm hyped, boys. I am beyond hyped. But I really wanted to highlight this. First off, I know there's a lot of weirdos like, yeah, man, Khamzat absolutely dwarfing DDP. Khamzat mugging DDP. And now people are like, yeah, man, now we got a better angle. They're close to the same height. Who cares about that? Y'all are really comparing a couple inches of height like that fucking matters at all. So I don't get that. I know there was the other video. I think it was in an embedded. Like, man, Khamzat's freaking gigantic, bro. It doesn't matter. He's better in general. So we will cover that. But how crazy is it, right? We have Khamzat Chimaev getting all the cheers. Dricus getting all the boos, okay? Let me mute this real quick because we don't need to hear it. And this is what we have. We got Khamzat on stage next to the champion, shouting to the crowd, right? In a second. Right here. Right here. Chanting to the crowd to nothing but cheers in an American city. And I know this right here has a certain subset of the fan base absolutely seething. And we'll end with this, okay? Again, I told you guys for a while now, but I also told you guys in the beginning of this video, if and when Khamzat Chimaev wins on Saturday night, he will be the face of the UFC. He will be the biggest star in the UFC. There is no doubt. There is no doubt in my mind. I've been watching this sport for 15 years. 15 years. I know it when I see it. I've told you guys Khamzat Chimaev was on the cusp of being a megastar for a while. There's been reasons that hasn't fully happened, but he's already one of the biggest names in the sport. And I just find it hilarious, and I mentioned this earlier in the video. You have a subset of fans that just desperately hates any fighters from the Caucasus region. They're like, yeah, man, they're crotch sniffers. Yeah, man, they grapple, bro. Yeah, man, I can't stand them. They're inactive, man. They make up fake narratives about them because they don't like them, because of the region of the world they're from, or because their religion, and it makes no logical sense. But what I find so funny about it is you have these really vocally loud online fans, but when it comes to reality, Khamzat Chimaev is going to be the most popular fighter in the UFC, bar none. Bar none. All that crying, he would be a disaster to be a champion. Oh man, he's just a crotch sniffer. First off, he's one of the most exciting fighters in the entirety of the UFC. So I know those fans are seething. Man, why is Khamzat getting all these cheers in Chicago, man? What's going on? First off, Dricus is from South Africa. Okay? So it's not like Dricus is going to have the hometown crowd on his side, okay? Khamzat Chimaev is a fan favorite. There's no doubt about that. And it's just hilarious to see all these narratives, these fake narratives and this propaganda that's spewed online by the terminally ill online MMA fan base. It has not worked. It has not succeeded against Khamzat Chimaev. Because if he becomes middleweight champion on Saturday night, which he will, unless there's a fluke injury in my opinion, he will be the biggest star in the UFC. This press conference further cemented that in my mind. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Also, it was nice hearing Dana promote for a change. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.